Hi guys, this is Drinking Kathy here. Week 3 post-op. Can you believe it? It's been 3 weeks since my surgery on February the 1st at St. Joseph's Hospital in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, with Dr. David Lindsay. I can't believe 3 weeks has gone by already. My weight loss slowed down a bit this week, and I was really happy to have any weight loss at all because I was really expecting the 3-week stall. Because I lost so much my first week post-op. I lost 9.8 pounds my first week and 6 pounds my second week. So for my third week, I lost 2.8 pounds. So that's pretty decent because I wasn't expecting a loss at all. I did weigh myself almost every day and the scale wasn't moving. So I was really shocked and happy to see it did go down this morning. It was really nice. So I'm just looking at my notes over to the side here if you see me looking to the side. So I've lost 18.6 pounds since surgery on the 1st, plus I lost 23 pounds on my 3-week pre-op diet, so that is 41.6 pounds gone total so far. So that's awesome. I mean, that's really amazing. I'm very happy with those numbers, and I'm happy with the way my face is looking and the way my clothes are fitting. This sweater I got for Christmas, and it was too tight. I couldn't zip it up. And now, I don't know if you can see, I couldn't zip it up at all, and now it's like baggy, which is really cool. But it fits nice. I don't like my sweaters to be tight anyway. So I'm happy, and it's nice, it's fleece, and it's warm, and for some reason I've been cold since surgery. I'm okay if I stay in the house, but I go for a walk every day, and when I come home from my walk, just from being in the truck for a little bit, and in the cold or the damp, I get cold and it's like I can't get warm. I'm sitting with my heating pad right now, and also for pain. So yeah, so it's nice to be able to wear fleece on top of things. The other thing that happened that's new is on February the 16th I was able to start my pureed food stage, and after 5 weeks of just liquids and protein shakes, let me tell you, it was wonderful to start the pureed stage. I started with refried beans because those were recommended by almost everyone on my weight loss support group. And they tasted wonderful. I mean, oh my god. And I don't even like refried beans that much, but my first little bit of them was to die for. And I only had like a little bit bigger than the medicine cup. And I just ate it like one tip of the spoon, and I put the spoon down for 10 minutes just to see how it would go down, and it went down fine. So I was able to eat that, and then later that day I had the same thing for the second meal, and I had a little bit more, and I added some Greek yogurt to it, and it was really delicious. I mean, it was so good, and it was so nice to not have something sweet, because the protein shakes are pretty sweet, and you get sick of having sweet. You just want to have something savory as a difference, so it was really nice. My next day I tried some pureed egg salad. So I made a lightly boiled egg, and I guess I should have poached it first because I read later in my book that you should just have poached eggs to start with. But I bought a chopper at Walmart, and I'll put a picture of the chopper here. That I bought. Isn't that a nice little chopper? It was really cheap. It was $24 at Walmart in Canada, so 24 Canadian. So what's that, like $9 American? I don't know. It's pretty cheap in America anyway. And it did a great job. It pureed everything to such a smooth, creamy consistency. And I used low-fat Miracle Whip. And I also mixed that with some yogurt. And I made sure it was really super creamy. And I added a little bit of smoked paprika and just a tiny dash of salt. Like, I put it in my hand first so there wouldn't be too much, because I find I'm very sensitive to salt right now. I don't like too much salt, but it needed a little bit. And a little bit of black pepper. And oh my god, it was so good. It was just, I thought I had died and gone to heaven eating that. And everything went down fine, and I made sure to just have a small portion, take my time. I think I had 30 milliliters the first time, about the size of the medicine cup. So I kept everything very small at first just to test everything out. later in the week, I tried the Greek yogurt again. It went down really well. I tried, let me see, oh, my dad made chili and he left a portion aside with no hot sauce or no hot spices. So it was mostly like ground beef that with some tomato sauce. So I pureed that and I added a little bit of Greek yogurt to that too. And I put a little bit of salsa. Pureed salsa all together, so it was really super, super moist. And that went down well. And I had a little bit more of that because I was hungry that day. I had my little cup. What are those cups? An espresso cup size worth. And it took me almost 2 hours to eat that because I had a little bit on the tip of the spoon and then I put it down. Because I was really afraid. I keep reading about people eating too fast or too much and getting sick, and I didn't want that to happen. So, and I know they say not to watch TV or read while you eat, but because at this point it's taking like an hour to 2 hours to eat a tiny little portion, and if you try to do that 3 times a day, that's like 2 for almost 6 hours of eating, I had to watch TV. But I made sure not to watch while I ate, and I only ate when the commercial came on, and then I concentrated on the food, and I had like a few nibbles, and then I put it down, and then I waited for the next commercial. And I found for me that was a really good way to make sure that I didn't eat too much. And my favorite meal my mother made, and I like in my booklet, where's my booklet? This is the booklet that I got from Sudbury. Sudbury is the bariatric center that I had to go through because I live in Northern Ontario. Anyway, it says to try to have half a cup to 3/4 cups or 4 to 6 ounces of food at your meal. Eat 2 to 4 tablespoons or 1 to 2 ounces every 15 minutes. And I wasn't eating that much or eating that fast. I was eating much slower and much less food than that. And it says if you feel pain or discomfort while eating, stop eating and take a break. And I didn't feel any pain or discomfort when eating. And I went very slowly. So my mother made, what do they call it? Barbecued ribs. But she left 2 little tiny baby back ribs with no barbecue sauce. And I thought, I don't know if I could have that. That looks awfully fatty. But I waited till it was cold and I cut it up and I cut off all the fat that I could see. And I know it's still a fatty cut of meat, but I thought it smelled so good and I was hungry, but I'm going to try it. So I chopped it all up and then I put it in the blender and pureed it even more. And I made my own barbecue sauce with no sugar added ketchup, 1 tablespoon, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, Splenda, which is very low sugar, and 2 tablespoons of salsa and 1 tablespoon of mustard for kick. And I also added a little bit of warm water just to make it liquidy. So, and I pureed that really good. Oh my God, that was my favorite meal out of all the meals. It tasted so good. And I didn't have any trouble with that. But I did have trouble after eating. About 4 hours after eating, I started getting pain. No matter what I ate, about 4 hours after, as the food was traveling through my system, I was in enormous bend over, I'm gonna die pain. And I thought, I don't know what is going on. It almost felt like, and I hate to say this, but it felt like the food was hitting an area that it was having a hard time passing through, or that it was just too raw still inside, and it hurt to go through, and gas pains really hurt too. So I went to see my family doctor last Thursday, and he said that perhaps I am constipated. So he put me on Restoralax. Restoralax it's a stool softener. And you just mix a tablespoon in some water or some like flavored water, and you stir it up till it dissolves. And it has no taste. It has no thickness. You don't really know it's there. So in that, after a few days when that kicked in, I did feel a little bit better. So maybe that was part of the problem. And my surgeon had told me to take Senecot, and I was given the wrong kind. He had told me to take the stool softener kind, and I was just given the normal kind. So that could have been the problem too. But even after things were moving through my system okay, I was still having pain after eating. Sometimes it wouldn't be 4 hours, it would be later. And I'd be sleeping and I'd wake up just in agony and I couldn't sleep anymore. So I called my surgeon's office. Now my surgeon's in Toronto. He's 700 kilometers away. So they said I could come back and be checked out, but I couldn't they suggested I not do that at this point because I've already flown to Toronto twice. It's very expensive to fly to Toronto. I'm on a fixed income. They said, go see your family doctor again. Tell him that you should not be having this amount of pain at this point. And so I also called Sudbury because I have to go to Sudbury on the 28th for my 1-month follow-up. And I wanted to reschedule that because I'm in too much pain to travel 4 hours by car. And they wouldn't let me reschedule. I can reschedule by a day or two, but I can't just reschedule for like a month later. So my dad's going to take me down to that office. And I really haven't been impressed with Sudbury so far because it just seems like they're just like hoops to jump through when you go see them. But this time they really were helpful. When I told them I was having pain, they said, well, why are you having pain? You shouldn't be in this much pain 21 days post-op. So I explained to them what was going on. And the nurse that I talked to there, she said, it might just be that your body's not ready for pureed food. She said, I want you to go back to your liquid diet for 3 days and see if you feel better. And I did. After even 1 day of the liquid diet, I started feeling better. And she also asked me to contact my doctor and have him do an ultrasound or an x-ray or a CAT scan, something to rule out any problems. So he did that, and today I went for my ultrasound and my x-ray. But the ultrasound technician said she doesn't know why that was ordered because an ultrasound cannot see your intestines or your stomach. It can only really check out your liver and your spleen, your gallbladder. So she checked all that, and she did check where it hurts, but she doesn't read it, so I have to wait for the radiologist to read it. But oh my God, did it ever hurt having an ultrasound because she pushed so hard, even on my incisions. And I'm like, you can't push on my incisions. They're healing. I can't have them break open again. You know, they're finally healing and they're looking good. Please don't press on my incisions. But of course she ignored me and she pressed really hard on some of the incisions and it hurt so much. So I've been in pain, and I've got the heating pad on my stomach right now. But it might be worth it if they can rule out anything even. So then when I saw the x-ray technician, it was a lot easier because there was no pain involved with that. Except for when I had to lie on the examining table for the one x-ray, it was very hard to get off of it. Like it really hurt to get up of it. And that's because I had already had the ultrasound. But she said that if there's a blockage, it should show up on the x-ray, so that's good. And I'm praying there's no blockage. I'm really praying that I'm a slow healer and that it's just too early for me to be on puree. And as much as I miss the puree, I don't miss that horrible pain. I mean, the pain was crazy, horrible pain. It was like the day after surgery all over again. So, but different because it was lower down. The pain was like below that big incision. Like if you take your hand and you put it below where the incisions go, that's where the pain really was bad on the left-hand side. So, and you know, when I was in the hospital, the first day was clear fluids, and then the second day post-op, they started me on full fluids, and I couldn't do them. Like, they brought me like applesauce, they brought me Jell-O, they brought me cream soup, they brought me cream of wheat, and I couldn't eat anything except for the Jell-O. And the Jell-O, I had like 2 teaspoons, and that's all I could manage. But I couldn't eat the soup. I couldn't eat the cottage cheese. It hurt too much. So it took me about a week before I could eat the foods that are allowed on the full fluids. So it could just be that for me, I'm a week behind what the book recommends. So it could be that in a week I'll be ready for purees again. I hope so, because it was so delicious. And you know, I'm not getting very many calories now with just on the liquid protein again. And I can try to have the cottage cheese on the full liquid diet, but I'm kind of afraid to try. Later on I might have some applesauce just for the fiber and because it's very smooth and runny and it's no sugar added. So and I had it before and I didn't have any problem with it, so I might just do that. And I don't seem to have trouble with the yogurt either, so I can have yogurt if I get hungry. It's just I'm real sick of protein shakes. So, I've been walking every day. Despite everything, I still go for a walk. I usually walk an hour or half an hour. And I find when I walk an hour, it's too much. Like, the walking part's fine, but when I get home, I fall asleep. And then when I fall asleep, I get behind on my water and my protein. So, if I walk half an hour, I've discovered I feel okay. And when I come home, I don't fall asleep. I'm able to stay awake, and I don't mess everything up. So right now I think I need to just keep it at half an hour. Okay, I forgot to tell you about my NSV. Okay, so I had a really cool NSV. I have a pair of track pants I have two pairs actually. They're the same exact pants that I got at the Walmart a long time ago. And they're a George brand, so for me, I find the George runs a little bit small, so I always have to get a bigger size. So normally at Pennington's I wear a 3X, but with the George I need a 4X. So I had these drawstring track pants, and I like them because they're the legs are not the small legs. I have really big calves, and I hate when the legs just taper down and narrow, because then I don't like that tight feeling against my calves. So these are just normal legs, like I guess boot cut. So they're comfortable, and I just like them, and the drawstring doesn't bother my incisions. So I have two pairs, and they're 4X, and they're so big they fall down. Like I pull them up and they fall off. And the knot on one was so tight that I had to cut the knot. My mom had to help me to cut it off just so I could tighten them. But even with that, there's just so much material, like I can hold the material out really far away from my body. And if I pull them up as high as they go above my boobs. So the pants are way too big for me now. So I went to Sears, and I couldn't find any like that, and Walmart didn't have any more. But there's one more Walmart that I could check, and I think I'll check them tomorrow or the next day. But in the meantime, Sears was having a sale with their leggings, and I don't usually wear leggings in the winter. I wear the short, like capri type leggings for bike riding in the summer. But I thought, well, they were regular $14.97 and on sale for $11, so I thought it won't hurt. So I tried some on. And I was able to get a 2X. And they're not sausage tight. They fit nicely. So that was like, I haven't worn a 2X in I don't know how long. It's been a very long time. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I can just wear them, you know, with my long tops, because my tops are all long now. Hi guys. We got cut off. I ran out of memory on my little tablet. So I had to go in and delete a lot of things before it would let me finish. I had to take my hair out of my ponytail because my neck was really sore. So I apologize for my hair. It's totally flying away from static electricity. Because when I shampoo it, I just shampoo it and rinse it, and then I don't bother conditioning it right now because I don't want to get too wet in the shower. So I did buy some leave-in conditioner today, so hopefully that will help. But in the meantime, I've got super staticky hair right now. I was talking about the NSVs and the pants, and that was really great that I was able to get a size 2X. I'm really happy about that. And another thing, I bought myself another coloring book. Isn't that cute? It was just from the dollar store. It's called Color Therapy. And I bought it because it's really cute. Look at the owl on the first page. I really love birds. So I thought that would be fun. And I love my Thomas Kincaid coloring book. But they're all kind of the same. They're all houses or farms, or the scenery is all the same. So this is nice, and I really love the bird. I think I bought it for this picture. It was like only $1 or $2. I can't remember if it was $1 or $2. The dollar store, it goes up to $2 or $3 now. But I liked it because the backs are blank, so I can use markers with this one. I do prefer the pencil crayons now, I guess because I've been using them. But at least I can try using the marker, and I just started this butterfly one just to test it out. I just did the little butterfly at the bottom. So, yeah, I can't believe I'm coloring still, but I am enjoying it. I mean, I try to color, you know, for maybe 20 minutes a day. And I bought a book. Kohl's was having a sale. I ran into Kohl's today during our walk. My parents ran into some people they know, some relatives, and I sat and chatted with them for a while. But then I needed to get up and walk around again, so I just looked at the bookstore and some other stores. And they were having a sale. They had a whole section of $6 books, which I love books. I love reading it, and I thought this looked really good. It's by Kaya McLaren, or Kaya, and it's called The Firelight Girls. And it is all about a summer camp that's getting closed down, and the women who work at the summer camp, they find a homeless teenager living there, so they try to band together and save the summer camp. And I worked at a summer camp when I was, I think, 14 or 15 years old as a counselor in training, and I really loved it. And I don't know, this just called to me. I usually read thrillers, I usually read mystery, adventure, action, and this is something quite different from what I normally read. And I also went to the used bookstore the other day and I bought a bunch of used books. And apparently, at the dollar store, and I have no recollection of this, when I bought my coloring book, I bought this. And it is called At the End of the World, and it's about an epic road trip in search of the truth. I think it's a YA book. But it was only $1.25, or $1.50. And I don't remember buying it at all, but it was in the same bag as my coloring book, and it has a dollar store sticker, so I do love books. So I bought 4 books at the secondhand bookstore. They were just $1 each. They're in the other room. They're big hardcover with big print. I do have reading glasses, but I usually forget them downstairs, and so the big print is nice. I can read them without. But I'm really looking forward to this one. It just seems really delightful about a summer camp. And hopefully it doesn't turn into one of those like emo books where everything's sad and horrible. I just want a light summer camp kind of book. I thought that would be fun. And for $6, I mean, for a brand new book, can't go wrong. So I guess that's about it. I did want to say thank you to everyone. I've got some new subscribers, and every time I see a new subscriber, I'm just thrilled about it. It just makes me really happy that people are watching, and I hope that my experiences can help some of you if you're thinking about having surgery, or if you've already had surgery and you want to give me some tips or hints, or if you've gone through this pain after eating. I would love to hear from you because I don't know anyone who's gone through anything like that. I didn't eat too fast or too much, so it wasn't that type of a pain. It was just anything that I ate pureed. As it was moving through my system, it really hurt badly when it hit this one area. So I'm really hoping I don't have an obstruction or a restriction, or I don't know, like there's things that can go wrong, and I hope nothing is wrong. I hope it's just my body is healing slowly and that I need to be on puree like the nurse suggested. And I am feeling better on puree, and if I wouldn't have had that ultrasound, I don't think I'd be in pain today. But the ultrasound really, she was very hard with it. Excuse me, I need to take a sip. I'm really dry from all this talking. And I had to fast, so I couldn't eat or drink anything. I didn't care about the eating, but I couldn't drink anything until like around 1:30. So, I was so dry. I was brushing my teeth like every half hour just to try to moisten my mouth. Anyway, I wanted to say a special thanks to Mini-Me in Tennessee. Thank you so much for your shout out. It was amazing to hear my name on your channel, on your video. You're one of the first people that I watched when I started this journey, and it just really touched my heart to hear that you watched my video and you comment, and it just really means so much to me. Thank you so much. That was really sweet of you. If I could do even half as well as you've done, wow, I consider myself really successful. And to the rest of you, thank you. I will eventually be doing shout-outs. I watch videos every single day. I watch for hours every day. I'm totally obsessive compulsive about watching videos and visiting Obesity Health online. I do it every single day. There's not a day that I've missed, and I watch videos. If you make videos and I'm not a subscriber yet, please leave me a message and I'll check out your channel. I would love to. And again, thank you for my subscribers and for everyone who comments, and you know, it just means so much to me that I'm not alone in this, and that people are here and being so supportive, and it's incredible. So thank you so much, and I just hope you have a great week. I will update you when I hear about my ultrasound and my x-ray. If everything's good, I'll wait till my next week, till my 1 month post-op. Can you believe that's coming up next week? I can't. But if there is something wrong, I'll do an extra video about it. But just cross your fingers or say a prayer that nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. I'm just a slow healer. I hope that's all it is. Alright, you guys take care. Have a great week. Thank you and love you. Bye.